There have been some sea changes in American politics, and believe it or not, one of them is happening in the state of Tennessee. These Tennessee lawmakers, I half chuckle because it seems so absurd. They have voted to strip themselves of their own power if they don't vote for Trump's immigration policies. If they don't vote for Trump's immigration policies, they could be arrested and jailed. So we learned of this from a tweet or a public media post from Senator Heidi Campbell from Tennessee. Campbell 4, the number 4, TN. She says, "We passed a bill in committee yesterday that felonizes elected officials if they vote against Trump's immigration policy. Let that sink in. Duly elected officials will go to jail, will have a criminal record if they do not vote for and support Trump's policies." Here she is now, Senator Heidi Campbell. Hi, Senator Heidi Campbell.
Hey there.
What an extraordinary thing.
Yeah.
Tell me how this happened. Did it happen after some kind of rancorous discussion about what immigration policy was going to be or about sanctuary cities? Give us some context on this.
Well, just to give you some perspective on what's going on in Tennessee, we are living already in a totalitarian state here. I am one of 6 senators in a supermajority, a body of 33, who is a Democrat. And this state has, they have the governorship, they have the House, they have the Senate. And the state has for many years been sort of a Republican leading indicator of the MAGA plan. And certainly when Trump got elected, that was like happening on steroids. So this is not something that happened after rancorous debate. This is very typical of my colleagues on the Republican side of the aisle. Moreover, I'm quite sure that this did not come from them. I think this came from the Alliance Defending Freedom or ALEC or one of the bigger organizations that's pushing this kind of legislation. And it's really death by 1,000 cuts. I mean, this is just one of many, many bills that are being pushed through many red legislatures right now to see what can be done to undermine our constitutional rights on many levels.
Well, to that point, is there no legal pushback that's possible? I mean, it seems as though it's patently illegal. It would almost, I would think it would go against the charter, for example, of the legislature.
Yeah, it definitely goes against the speech and debate clause in our Constitution, which says explicitly that that is not legal. That having been said, mounting a legal defense of this, first of all, requires that you have a ripe, I think is the terminology, case, which means that somebody has actually been convicted of violating this law. And it's expensive. So it looks like our municipalities, possibly Nashville or Memphis, might try and mount a defense, but that's going to take some time. And this is, of course, the advantage that the Trump administration has. And, he learned this from Roy Cohn, that you keep the lawsuits coming, you keep the controversy and the chaos rolling, you flood the zone, and eventually our constitutional rights erode and they gain more power. So this is definitely something that people are looking at fighting back on, but it takes time and it takes money.
The Heidi in California here, fight, fight, fight. No hand gesture, though. As we get comments in, I do want to ask you about Tennessee, because you mentioned Nashville, for example, and I always think there's so many Angelenos moving to Nashville. A bunch of us Californians are, invading your state. And I think a lot of those people are libs, sort of in a traditional kind of Hollywood lib way, maybe limousine libs. I don't know how they would maybe called. But my point is their values certainly seem to be at odds with some of what you're talking about. How do they factor into the demography of Tennessee? I mean, is Nashville becoming more liberal, or give me some sense of what has happened in Tennessee?
I love that you're asking me this question because we're trying to suss that out. I think some people are convinced that what you just said is happening. And I think there are a lot of other people that feel like a lot of the Californians and West Coast people who are moving here are conservatives. And by conservatives, I mean hardcore evangelical Christian conservatives who are moving here because they are happy about this Christian nationalist climate that we have. We are the buckle of the Bible Belt, even though we are a liberal blue city. Right south of us is where the entire gospel music industry is, and where the Southern Baptist Convention is. So it is an interesting juxtaposition, and I do not know that we can say that most of the people who are moving here are liberal. I think that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly also the other argument, which is no, people are sick of living in a state that they feel is too lib, so they go to Tennessee, and it reflects more their conservative leanings. So you may be right about that. How does this all end? How does this? I don't mean the end of the republic, because I've got some thoughts on that too. But just this Tennessee thing, this controversy, this is going to be happening, and as you say, it's just they're going to kill the clock and make it happen until you guys can actually get legal pushback of any sort.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if this comes up in other legislation. I mean, so we're going to have some mifepristone laws or bills coming down the pike. We're going to have certainly anti-LGBTQ bills. So are we also going to see in those bills clauses that tell us that we will be felonized if we vote against these laws that they're passing? I don't know. But that having been said, we tend to take things, you learn very quickly in this legislature that you have to take them one at a time. And we're going to push back as hard as we can on every single one of those. But here's the main thing. And this is why by the way, thank you for having me. I so appreciate you shouting this out. And most people do not know this is happening. And this is one of many, many unconstitutional things that we passed in the state of Tennessee. And I think it's important because we're kind of the canary in the coal mine. And when we're looking at MAGA policies, we're the laboratory for the broligarchy, or whatever you want to call it. And so it's important for people to know what's happening here, because I think it's a plan for what is going to happen nationwide.
I think that's a great point. I mean, this is really a template that will easily be adopted if they see to it that they get away with it in Tennessee, and it's extraordinary. So
it is. I mean, our job is literally to make the laws, and this is a bill that says we can't do our job.
Extraordinary.
So, yeah.
I want you to stay in touch with us. Let us know. Now we've got a line into the Tennessee State House. I feel very good about that, and good luck. I mean, it's getting tougher to fight the good fight. I mean, this seems like such a neutral good fight. Hey, you're not going to just let us vote on this and vote? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and this was my argument to my colleagues across the aisle. I said, guys, this is a slippery slope. Would you want this happening if it was Obama's policies that we were talking about here? It seems like you're, as you said at the very beginning, before you even had me come on, voting against our own power.
Exactly. All right. Heidi Campbell, all the best to all our friends in Tennessee. Good luck and stay in touch.
Thanks. I'll take it. You guys take care.
Heidi Campbell, everybody. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.